Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on this beautiful money-making Saturday here with the PickDawgz Morning Show. Y'all know what today is, man. We're knee-deep in week one of college football action coming out of the dog days of summer. Still got a lot of Major League Baseball today, though. 15 games from Major League Baseball. We have a full schedule from college football. We have a solid WNBA card today as well, so it's a lot of money to be made. I have a huge crew here with me today on this Saturday. We're just going to roll it, man. We're just going to roll it. Let you guys know our thoughts, opinions, and how we see today's action playing out. Let's get her done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet the crew. And then let's get this show on the road. To my left, right, depending on how you're viewing it, is the guy who's usually always there. The franchise player, Chris Ruffalo. What's happening, my man? How you doing this morning?
Doing all right. Yeah, happy to be here. Happy that feels like we're back to some semblance of normalcy now that college football season's starting up, and back to some level of normalcy that for me the betting gods giveth and they taketh away with college football yesterday. So yeah, I feel like I'm right in mid-season form. I'll tell you, just sitting there sweating a non-sweat with Sam Houston, UNLV, and the over in that game, and decided to let me down late, but it's okay. New day and a full card of action, ready to break it down with the guys.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Big Al McMorty, glad to see you here on Saturday. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much blindly take the unders so far this college football season. The overs have only cashed 3 out of the first 19 games involving FBS versus FBS teams. So we'll see what happens today, but that's one trend to keep an eye out for.
Fair enough. Brian B., how are you feeling this morning?
No, it's always great on a Saturday, week one of college football. 2-1 yesterday, hoping to scratch out another big day today. Definitely look forward to the card.
Let's do it. Jack, good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning, everyone. Or afternoon, I should say, I guess. All good here. Good start to college football. MLB. I've got a lot of plays that I really was so close to uploading as premiums today. So I thought, you know what? I didn't upload them. I'll give them out on the weekend show today. How about that?
Let's do it. Mark Zeno, how are you doing this morning, sir?
Good. Got my ass kicked yesterday. Was not a good start. Someone explain me what the hell Jonathan Smith was doing throwing the football inside 3 minutes left with a 23-0 lead, only to get pick six and get backdoored at Michigan State last night. So let's do better today.
Let's do better today. Back in action. Plenty of opportunities to do exactly that. Jovan Burtz, good morning, sir.
What's going on, Jay? Yeah, like Mark Zeno, I got smacked around.
Yep.
But, hey, listen, it's going to happen. You know what you do? You get right back on the saddle and you ride again. So this is a big Saturday, first weekend that we have where it's a big Saturday. Let's get it done.
Let's get her done. Well, man, y'all know on this show we covered it all on Saturdays and Sunday: baseball, WNBA, and college football. A lot of ground to cover today. I think we're going to start in baseball. We'll do 3 slots of 5 and then move on to college football. So let's do that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do that. Baseball, we start our day. We got the Milwaukee Brewers and the Toronto Blue Jays kicking it off. We have the Rays and the Nationals. Rays $1.50 road favorites. We have Marlins, Mets $1.85 home favorites. Pirates, Red Sox $1.85 home favorites. Braves, Phillies, and Reds, Cardinals. Chris, start the day with you, my man. How we doing?
I'm going back to the well. I'm going with the Blue Jays here. Quinn Priester supposed to start a couple days ago. The Brewers decided to hold him out here. But I just think it's a bad matchup. Priester's been playing with fire in some of his recent starts. Luckily, the Brewers lineup's been able to back him up. But I think that today, I think the Blue Jays get to him. I think this is where the win streak ends. They've won 15 straight appearances by Priester. I think Austin pitches his best baseball at home. And I think he has a gem here today. So I'm going to go with the Blue Jays on the money line.
Chris, no surprise. He's no
Yeah.
surprise. Big Al, how are you feeling? Any baseball for you in this first five?
Yeah, I agree with Chris. He mentioned Milwaukee's amazing win streak, with Quinn Priester, but that streak should come to an end today in Toronto. The Blue Jays have been dominant at home this season, 45-23, plus 16.6 net games, including 24-10 at home versus winning opposition. So I'm going to take Osman and the Blue Jays.
Brian B., how are we feeling here in this first five? You're muted, sir.
God damn it. Only two plays jumped off the board in Major League Baseball today as far as could have been premium picks. One was the Washington Nationals. I think they come in losers of 6 straight games. But Peapot's been hit over his last he's got close to a 6 ERA. I know Jake Irvin's approaching 10. But for me, Washington Nationals are a team I'd like to take a look at when they're at home getting plus money like this. I think they take down the Rays.
Jack, you got any thoughts here in this first slide of Major League Baseball?
Yeah, in agreement with Chris to the extent where I don't think Priest is really going to do what his ERA says he's going to do here on the road. That being said, though, it is a slight lean to the Blue Jays, but I think it's going to be a bit of a score fest. So, yeah, I think if Blue Jays are to win, it's going to be like a 9-6, 8-5, something like that, in my opinion. So, give me the over in that one. Give me the over 8.5. And then I like also taking a shot with the Pirates on the run line here. Give me 1.5. Just Red Sox not batting great recently. Oviedo's performed well in those innings that he has pitched. So yeah, I'll take a shot with the Pirates 1.5.
Peapot. I'm gonna start calling him that. It's stuck now. That is stuck. Mark, what's happening? How are you feeling? Any thoughts here in this first slide baseball?
Pepio, Peapot, got it. I agree with Jack. The over is the play here. Only 3 times in his 15 games with Priester have Milwaukee scored less than 4 runs. Toronto's top 10 of runs scored at home since the break, top 5 in OPS, WRC plus. So I think this game is high scoring. I've stepped in front of this Quinn Priester streak like 3 times and got my ass beat. So I've learned my lesson not to do it again. So but I lean on the over in that spot. And Cincinnati here with Andrew Abbott on the mound, probably first 5 is the way to go against McGreevy, who's been questionable at best down the stretch. And if you want, that's not that we've got. Is that past the first 5? I'm sorry, that's past the first 5 games. So getting ahead of myself, but and then Boston Oviedo lay a half run in the first 5.
There we go. From Mark Zeno. Jovan, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it's Toronto in the over for me. 15-game Brewers winning streak for, in Quinn Priester starts. I think that comes to an end today. He walked way too many batters in his last start. I see a little chink in the armor with him. He should give it up. Kevin Gausman should have a better game. And, the bullpens are the bullpens. Toronto's bullpen's been getting rocked. But I think they do hold it together for a win and for this being over just because it's Saturday afternoon, and I love taking the overs in Toronto Saturday afternoon.
Fair enough. For me, all aboard the hype train. This is a series where the hype train and the hate train are at the same stop. Got my ass kicked yesterday by the hate train and all them folk. Shout out to the Brewers. Today, I think I'm with everybody else. I think the Priester run comes to an end. I'm a Priester guy. It's one of the few guys I like in this rotation. But again, Toronto's been so good at home, and I do trust their offense. Coming off not such a great day, I think they bounce back today. That's really it for me here in this first one. We keep it rolling to the next slide. The next 5 features Cincinnati and St. Louis, McGreevy, Abbott. We have Los Angeles and Houston, Spaghetti Arrighetti, Kyle Hendricks. We got the Yankees and the White Sox, Schlittler. That's what I like to call him. How you actually say it, Chris?
Schlittler.
Schlittler. There we go. Schlittler works fine. Padres, Twins, and Mariners, Guardians. Logan Gilbert, Gavin Williams. Al, you're up first here. How we feeling?
I think I was muted. Yeah, in Taj Bradley's career, his teams have gone 2-6 when installed as a home dog, and also 9-18 minus 12.4 net games when his team is off a win. So I like San Diego and Nick Pivetta to bounce back off the loss. I'm going to take the Padres.
San Diego. Brian, how we feeling?
I'm going to pass on this time slot. Nothing really sticks out.
No Peapot. Sorry. Jack.
Same for me. I don't like it. I thought about Padres covering, but the recent road form for me just screams fade. So, yeah, nothing from me.
Mark.
Yeah, I think I said it before. I lay a half run on the first 5 with Cincy. McGreevy has not been good. He's allowed at least 3 runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. In fact, 5 of his last 6. So the Reds should be able to get to him. Strangely enough, he hasn't faced the Reds this year despite being in the same division, but I'll lay the half run with Abbott on the mound.
Joe Vaughn.
White Sox first 5 for me. Shane Smith's on the bump. He's had a up and down season, up then down, and he's kind of leveled off the pitching fair, I would say, as of right now. First 5 for me because that's how I like to play White Sox games. You can't rely on their bullpen to get the job done, as referenced a few days ago when they gave up a 4-2 lead, ended up being a 5-4 loss. So I think they could get to Schlitzler in this one at home. So that'll be the play for me in this slot.
Just the overtrain running. The Yankees have scored at least 10 runs in 4 of their last 5. They demolish bad pitching.
That's absolutely right. But hey, sometimes you can't do it every day. I think Shane Smith might have a little bit of a day.
Baseball regression tells you they have to have a bad offensive day. It just, when is it going to happen?
Fair. I got 2 lanes here in this slot. None that I'm loving. I'm leaning towards Cleveland at the plus money price at home. Just kind of following my same narrative. Cleveland at home. The reason why Cleveland's always in the playoff race around this time of year is because of how good they typically are at home, even though they're anemic offensively. I don't trust Seattle. Seattle's a team that typically crumbles around this type of season. Getting plus money, tight competitive game, both teams need it. I'm going to lean towards the home team that typically plays well. And I'm going to take the Padres. I just think they're overall the better team. I know they've been struggling on the road. I know the Twins got them yesterday, but the Twins, they showed us their hand at the deadline. They're done. They're cooked. Finito. They waved the white flag. San Diego's still in the race, in the mix. I'm going to take the Padres minus $1.60. Chris, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm on the Padres as well. I keep saying it with the Twins. I think that the moves that this team made at the trade deadline, shipping out as many pieces as they did, just tells you the direction of where this team is headed. And Mick Abel was a pickup that they had, and one that they brought in, and he just has not looked good. Nick Pivetta, for me, has just been one of the more underappreciated options in this Padres rotation. I think the Padres back him up here. I just don't think the Twins score enough to keep themselves in this one. So minus 160 is fine for me, but if you want to take the run line, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Last slot from Major League Baseball of the day starts with the Royals and the Guardians. No, I'm sorry, Royals and the Tigers. This is Jack Flaherty versus Kolak. We have the Orioles and the Giants. Trevor Rogers on the mound for the Orioles. Undecided right now for San Francisco. Got the Cubbies and the Rockies. Javier Assad, that's what I like to call him. Can't spell Assad without ass. Versus Mike Brown. We have Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Rodriguez versus Glasnow. And we have the Athletics versus the Texas Rangers. Ryan, first here, how are we feeling?
In this time frame here, I'm going to lean towards the Kansas City Royals on the money line. You got the second best team in baseball, number 1 in the American League as far as record goes. This line close to a pick 'em. I think it's minus 125 for the Tigers. Also like even more the over in this game because Jack Flaherty's been getting hit hard. And Kolek in the minor league, a 6.63 ERA, I think through 6 starts in AAA, but he's been getting torched. So the better of the two would be the over 9.5 runs here at Tigers Royals.
Fair enough. Jack, how we feeling?
Yeah, this one was the closest one to being uploaded as pre. I might even still do it. So those of you guys who are tuned in, you're getting it for free if I do upload it in the next 10, 15 minutes. But give me the under in the Orioles game. I don't know if mine's more up to date than yours, Jay, but I'm seeing Carson Seymour listed for the Giants here.
Yeah, that's
not
who
a
I
bad
saw.
pitcher at all. Not a bad pitcher, and of course Rogers. I've tried hitting some nice run lines with Rogers a few times, and they haven't covered. They've won, but they've not covered. They've won by 1. So yeah, I think Rogers could keep it low scoring. I think the fact that San Fran are at home as well, don't score a lot of runs, don't hit a lot of home runs. Yeah, I'm not sure what way it's going to go at the end, but I see this one going under 8. I'm getting for -115.
Fair enough. Mark, how we feeling?
The only thing to look at is Dodgers team total over. They got shut out yesterday. They get Eduardo Rodriguez, who's given up at least 4 runs in 6 of his last 9 starts. Arizona's got a terrible bullpen. I realize you might not get all 9 at bats, but Dodgers should put up 5 here.
Fair enough. Javon, how we feeling?
If it's thrown to me, I can't hear anything. The robot monsters got me, so I can't really hear much of anything. But I'll speak my piece. Yesterday with this Cubs and Colorado game, it went way over the total. Winds blowing in from left center today, so I'm not too enthusiastic with the over. I would like to take the under or give a shot at the under with it being at 11. Noah Assad, last 2 starts only giving up 1 run each, went 6 and 4 innings respectively. And with Cade Brown on the mound, I don't see him going too long. I think it's going to be more of a bullpen type of game anyway. So I'll take a shot with the under, and that'll be about it. A slight lean to Merrill Kelly in the Rangers.
Y'all know that's where I'm going, and I ain't leaning. I'm on my Rangers today. They're gonna rip my heart out. They're gonna play it out to the string, bro. I wish they would just die or win every day. Like just pick one. And it sucks because everybody else ahead of us keeps winning, so it's kind of tough for us to make the postseason as of right now. But I think we beat up on the A's here. Merrill Kelly, he's been solid and serviceable since coming over to the Rangers. I think he keeps runs down here a bit. And I actually think my Rangers offense will do a little damage here in Coors Light. So give me Texas. Chris?
Yeah, I'm liking that Dodgers team total over on Eduardo Rodriguez. Just been terrible. Jay can attest to that. I think the last time we tried to back Rodriguez, and it was just brutal. He's been getting hit. He's got an ERA near 6 this season. Just can't back him. Same thing for me goes with Jack Flaherty. I like the Royals here. Jack Flaherty starts the season. The Tigers are 8-18. Just been really hard to find value with backing Jack Flaherty. His last 4 starts, Flaherty's got an ERA well over 7. It's almost close to 8. So I think the Dodgers get to him. And I think that the Royals get to him. And I think the Royals win this game.
Fair enough. And Big Al McMurray close us out in baseball for the day.
Yeah, I was at one of those Jack Flaherty starts earlier this month, so I got to witness that in person. I'm going to take Tyler Glasnow and go against Rodriguez. Glasnow in his career, his teams have gone 29-6 when priced from 175 to 250. Conversely, Rodriguez's teams in his career are 0-9 when priced from plus 175 to plus 250. So I'll take Glasgow and the Dodgers minus 225.
It's Major League Baseball for the day, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. We covered it. Did it in about 20 minutes. Kind of faster than I thought we would. All right, man. Y'all know what today is, man. Everybody knows what today is. Today is college football Saturday. It's the first major one of the year, week 1. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And we start nowhere else but the big one. The big one, the big one, the big one. Here's how I'm going to break down college football for us today. It's a lot of ground to cover. I know a lot of people want to talk a lot. We're going to separate it into 3 slots, okay? We're going to go 12 to 3. Then we're going to go 3:30 to 7. We're going to do 7 beyond. All right? So, and here's the other thing. I don't have all the graphics for every game. For the majority of the big ones, I feel like I might. But there's a couple of them I feel like I might not have. So bear with me. I'll get better on this weekend show as it goes on. You know, it's the first year with us having graphics on the weekend show with all these goddamn games. And I do it by hand. So bear with me. I'll get better as we go on. But let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Week 1, college football. And we start with Mark. 11 to 3. Or 12 to 3. I'm sorry. 11 to 2 or 12 to 3. How are we feeling to start today, college football, sir?
Well, I mean, look, we've seen all the late money come in on Texas, right? There's buyback coming from Sharps on Ohio State right now. Back to Ohio State -1 as the Sharps trying to middle this thing. We've also seen the under plummet, and that's probably the direction to go in. That this thing will stay under. It's going to be very defensive. I'm not sure why. You know, and I have a premium play up on this game as well over at the site. But I'm not sure why people think this thing was going to get into the 50s. These were 2 of the top 3 defenses in the country last year. You're essentially starting 2 first-time quarterbacks in Julian Saint and Archie Manning, who's only made 2 starts. Ryan Day coaches like that in these games. Everything gets puckered up. Everything is slower. Neither one of these coaches are going to want to put their young quarterbacks way behind the 8 ball by making a mistake early and putting them in a 7-0, 14-0 hole and forcing them to throw their way out of it. So, yeah, I would lean the under here, but I still think Texas is the right side.
Fair enough. Anything else for you here in this 11 o'clock window?
You know, Maryland is under the radar here. I know they've lost a ton and everything else, but Maryland at home in the non-conference schedule earlier in the year has been a buy spot for me. They do it every year. They start out 3-0 against these 4-0 against these cupcakes, and you get a favorable number here under 14. I don't see how Florida Atlantic keeps up. Maryland actually did a good job of replacing Little Tua at quarterback, and I think Maryland's the side.
There we go. There we go. From Mark Zeno here in his first slot. Jack.
Yeah, the Maryland game. I think Florida Atlantic can cover, to be honest. Washington coming back. We don't know, what they're planning on doing with him in QB. And to be honest, I mean, I think we're seeing it a lot, especially this season. Al said about the unders hitting. There are so many brand new offense with like 75% at least newbies coming in to the offensive units. It's just taken a while to gel. So I lean to the under, and I also think because it goes under, Florida Atlantic cover for that reason. 14.5 I'm getting in that one as of right now. You could push it to 14, 13.5. I'm not so in love with it. And then the all orange one, Syracuse, Tennessee. That's going to be very orange. Again, give me Syracuse to cover, I think. And yeah, it's a lead. Don't love it. Give me Syracuse to cover. I just think Tennessee opening day at home. It's I don't see them covering by two more than 2 touchdowns. So plus 14.
It's in Atlanta.
Is
it's
it?
in Atlanta. Yeah, it's in Atlanta on a neutral field.
Oh, okay then. Apologies.
I made that mistake, so that's why.
Yeah. All right. Okay, you made me feel a bit better about myself.
Yeah.
Still, I just think plus 14 Syracuse here. Even with that, give me plus 14 Syracuse.
Fair enough. Javon, how are you feeling? First slot of the day.
Yeah, we'll touch on the big game, Texas versus OSU in this one. And I'm going to look towards Texas in the first half. Just one of those things. I understand, Arch Manning making his first official start, against OSU, at the Horseshoe. It's a daunting place to play, and they've lost basically all of their offensive line. I get that. Ohio State's defense is boss, but I could see this being a lower scoring first half, and it's shaded at 22.5 for the first half to the under. So I will also be backing the under as a correlated play with Texas. But I just think that someone's going to be out of position on that defense, and Archman is going to make them pay. Plus, with his dual threat capabilities, it's going to keep OSU on edge. So I expect Texas to have a minor lead, but that's all I need for this one going into the half, and I'll take them on the money line at that.
First slot of the day. I mean, what do y'all want me to say about this game? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I'm biased, bro. I'm never not gonna tell y'all the truth. When it's clear biasness, I tell you it's clear biasness. But here's my biasness in it, though. I really believe we're finna walk into Ohio State and beat these boys, man. I really do. I really do. We should have beat them last year in the semifinal if Sarkisian had a fucking brain. All right. Mind you, I'm in that end zone. I'm sitting there right there in the end zone. I see this shit transpiring. I'm sitting right there. Bro, we had 3 shots from the one to get into the end zone to take the lead late in the game. Did everybody forget? It was stupid play calling that kept us from doing that. A jet sweep and 2 passes. Had Sarkisian had a brain then, he would have put Arch Manning in the game then, and we just go power smash mouth football right into the middle of that defense had he had a brain then. Right? Hindsight's 2020. Today, I think the best unit on the field is the Texas defense, not the Ohio State defense. I think the best defense on the field is the Texas defense. I think the young quarterback for Ohio State, his first start of his career, he's going to have a tough day. People keep acting like Arch ain't played football. I've seen Arch play football. Y'all forgot what he did to UTSA? Did y'all forget? Granted, it's UTSA, but still, Arch been here, done that. He's cool. Be ready for him to step in, take the reins, and let's get it. Let's go. He's played in some big games before. Carried the football in some of them games last year in the postseason. He's ready. He's ready. I don't think Ohio State is. I think Texas is out for blood. I think Texas is the best team in the nation. I think they come out and prove it this year. Prove it today. Returning a lot of production from last year. Shout out Ohio State. I still think they're going to have an amazing season. I still think they're an extremely talented team. I think the best player on the field is Jeremiah Smith. Oh, my God. But I don't think his quarterback is going to do enough to get him the football. And I think the game plan, Texas will have a pretty good game plan for around him. And I trust Texas interior. So I'm kind of with Jovan. I think if you're asking me who's going to make the big play to win the game, I think Arch makes it. And I think Texas wins it, even in a tough environment on the road. I think they go in there and avenge last season's L. I'm on Texas in this one. I would lean. That's really it for me here. This first slot's not great other than this one. Chris, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm on the under as well. I think this is going to be a defensive battle. I see 23-20, whichever way it ends up going. The thing for me is that, I do think Arch Manning's going to be all of this season, but, the games where we've seen significant action of his, the 3 teams he faced were UTSA, Louisiana Monroe, and a Mississippi State team that finished 2-10 last year. I think this is just going to be a shock to the system on the road. And this is also the first true road game where we're seeing significant action where, Arch Manning's going to be expected to throw a pass. The UTSA, Louisiana Monroe, Mississippi State games were all at home. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does in this game against what I still think is a top-tier Ohio State defense. But you guys have mentioned Julian Sand making his first start as well against a really good Texas defense as well. So for me, like I said, I think 23-20, whichever way it goes is where we're looking at here. So I'm going with the under Texas, Ohio State.
Al, any thoughts here in this first slide?
Yeah, I'm just gonna highlight some of my favorite unders as I mentioned. 3 to start the 2025 season. I think the better ones in this time slot would be, as you guys all mentioned, Texas, Ohio State under the 47, Toledo, Kentucky under the 48.5, Tulane Northwestern under 46, and Purdue Ball State under 48.5. Those would be the 4 I would look at.
Under. From Big Al McMorty attacking straight unders. And Brian, how are you feeling first slot?
Yeah, I hate to be a repeating parrot here, but I think Mark hit it on the head earlier. I think the best bet on this first slot is the under in the Texas Ohio State. You got 2 of the best defenses in the nation. I think it'll be a feeling out process in the first half, 9-3 or so. At first, I was really loving Ohio State till one of my good buddies, who's a big time square, came in and told me he loved Ohio State. To kind of pushed me off of that. And then I took a look at the total, and I just think too many people liking the over. I think it goes way under.
Fair enough. That's the first slot of the day, ladies and gentlemen. The next one we will do 3:30 to 7-ish. The big one in this slot is highlighted with Clemson and LSU, Battle of the Tigers, Battle of the Death Valleys, and Clemson's Death Valley, though, however. There we go. Jack, you're up first here in this slot, my man. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I like Kansas State here to cover. It's a big number, 25.5 points. They look terrible, by the way, in Dublin. Awful. I watched that game. You know, and they weren't great even last season against the spread. But for me, I still think they're undervalued. They didn't even score 25 points last week. Everything points to what I'm saying is everything publicly points to the road team to cover 25.5. I just don't think they do. I think Kansas State finally cash in on the undervalue there. And then Alabama, that's 3:30, right? Alabama. Mm-hmm. Over 50.5, I like. I think you're going to see a ton of points. Those blue chips in Alabama, those blue chip players in Alabama, all on the offense, they're going to put up a lot of points. So I like the over there. Not so convinced with the defense really holding up FSU. So I like the over. That's my 2.
Fair enough. Jovan, how are we feeling here? You hear me, Jovan? No. All right. We'll swing back to him. For me here, let's see. Let's go. So I'm leaning towards Clemson here. The reason I'm leaning towards Clemson here is I just think overall they're the better team. Quarterback, head coaching, in the trenches, offense and defensive line. I think LSU, yes, they always have really good skill players, and they probably have really good skill players this year. And yes, they are returning Nussmeier. But I don't trust Brian Kelly. I also don't trust LSU in the first game of the season. You know, everybody knows their track record in the first game of the season. On the road in the real Death Valley, I don't think they can show up here. I don't. I think this Clemson defense is going to be on their ass. Clemson, last time we saw them, they looked really good to me. They scared me against Texas. Texas was just a better team on that day. But returning Klubnik, I thought that was probably one of the best performances I've ever seen Klubnik play. So if they come out and play anything remotely close to how they played in that playoff game, I think they run LSU off the field here. LSU is one of those teams that always is hype coming into a season, always. But the hype usually dies down. I know it kind of sounds insane to say an ACC team is going to beat up on an SEC team in the trenches, but I think Clemson mauls them personally. So we'll see. We'll see. But personally, I think Clemson, 4.5-point home favorites in this thing, tells you what you need to know. The more and more I looked at this one, sorry, Roof, I got to steal your thunder. Me and Ruffalo talked about this one on the college football show. He took the under. Ruffalo took the under in this game on the college football show. This has come down, I think, a full 3-4 points since that day, which was just like 2 days ago. It's come down 3-4 points. So I still think it's the right play, though. Marshall may not score, and Georgia almost never runs it up the way you think they might in the first game of the season. So that's really it for me here. Florida State, Alabama. Do I have a graphic for that one? I guess I don't. That's crazy. I'll try to make it here in a second for everybody else. I like Florida State plus the points. Everybody knows I'm typically a Florida State hater. I faded the hell out of them a lot last year. The reason I did that, and I didn't think they should have made the playoff the year before. I'm glad they didn't. But I don't know. I think this year's a different year. I just didn't believe in DJU whatsoever last year, and I thought that was going to be, and that was the main reason why that team was bad. They have a lot of talent, and I think the talent is key. This year, I like Tommy. I like their little short Tommy Castellanos, and I think he has a solid game today. I think he takes Florida State kind of to that next level that they think they belong on. Alabama feels a little overrated, overvalued based on name brand coming into this season. It's Alabama. We know it. But this is not the Nick Saban Alabama we grew up with. This is Kalen DeBoer's Alabama. And that Kalen DeBoer Alabama, well, we saw what they were last year. So until proven otherwise, I can't just give Alabama the benefit of the doubt of being Alabama, especially not at a number like this. A lot of new turnover for him, too. Milrose in Seattle, We'll see. We'll see. I'm leaning towards Florida State. And personally, this is going to sound kind of crazy, maybe to some. If I were to take a major outright money line shot today, it'd be Florida State. So, Chris, how you feeling, sir?
Yeah, the one I like the most here is South Dakota plus the 14.5 against Iowa State. I just think it's a sandwich spot of sandwich spots for Iowa State here. You're coming off the emotional win in Ireland against a Kansas State team that's one of your rivals, a game that's probably going to have huge playoff implications when we get to it later down the road. And next week, you have your rivalry game against Iowa, which is one of the biggest games in Iowa State's schedule every year. South Dakota was the number 4 preseason team in the FCS. This is a team that lost a fair amount of talent, but they also bring back a fair amount of talent. And we've seen Iowa State 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games before the Iowa game. So, this is a spot where I just think Matt Campbell just goes very vanilla, doesn't run it up, just gets his guys in and out, could win this game by 10, 11 points. I think 14.5 too many. I'm also looking at an alternate team total for Illinois State under 7.5 against Oklahoma. It's going to be interesting to see what John Mateer does for the Sooners in his debut. But this is an Illinois State team that's been shut out in 3 straight games against FBS opposition over the last 3 years. So Oklahoma, team known for their defense, I think Oklahoma's defense could shut them out here as well. So under 7.5 Illinois State team total.
From the franchise player, Chris Ruffalo. Al, how you feeling midday college football?
Yeah, I'm going to look at 2 monster favorites in this time slot. If you go back to 2013, favorites of 37 or more have gone 17-2 ATS. There are 2 teams in that price range on this Saturday, both in this time slot. One is Penn State. Penn State's my choice at 8-1. Everyone knows they suck as an underdog. 11 ATS their last 15 as a dog, but they do quite well as favorites. 56-30 ATS their last 18-7 ATS in non-conference games, and 4-1 ATS when laying more than 34. So I like them minus the 42 points. I also like Georgia minus 38 versus Marshall. Again, favorites of 37 or more now. 17-2 ATS the last 19 in-game ones going back to 2013. I understand Marshall had a terrific point spread record last year, going 10-1 ATS. Georgia had a dismal point spread record last year, going 4-9 ATS, but that was then. This is now. I like Georgia minus the 38.
There you go. From Big Al McMorgan. Sorry about that. I don't know. It's a work in progress, guys. Work in progress. First one of the year. We go to Brian next. What's happening, Brian?
I gotta say, in this time slot here, I agree with my close personal friend here, Big Al. I like the Penn State Nittany Lions laying the 42.5. Penn State's one of those teams that just beats up on teams like this. They have trouble with the high-profile games, but I see them being up 42-0 at halftime or somewhat close to that, and I think they cruise to the cover. I'll take the Temple Owls. I'm like Jay here, being a fanboy. I think my hometown Temple Owls on the money line. I wouldn't lay 2.5 with them, but I'll lay some juice. Rarely does Temple get a chance to win on the road, but UMass, a 2-win team last season, I think Temple's going to take care of business here on the road.
Fair enough. Mark, how are you feeling?
Good. I have 2 games in this window here that rounds up my 3-play card over at Cypher Premium Plays, but let's just run down. I agree with the South Dakota State. Iowa State is just the jet lag for both these teams. Kansas State and Iowa State total stay off, so the jet lag game coming back wouldn't touch them. I'm against you, Jay. I'm laying 13.5 at Alabama. Just a talent gap here that Florida State can't overcome. I don't think that I watch Castellanos. He's not a good quarterback, and Alabama's got way too much talent. Is going to make his life miserable here in this one. Definitely lean Clemson, laying the 4 here, and 4.5 against LSU. I think we're still not, really accurately valuing what and how good Clemson is going to be this year. Like, if they win this game, it's conceivable they end up 13-0 and number 1 overall in the college football playoff. That's what's really on the line for them. And I don't think LSU is all that good, to be perfectly honest with you. And there was more that I had on the card here in this window. Nope, no, I did not. It's in a later window. So that's it. That's all I got. Thanks.
There we go. I kind of agree with you on Clemson. You gotta realize what I'm saying coming from me. I've been a Clemson mega hater the last 2-3 years. I'm kind of with you where it wouldn't shock me if they went 13-0 and had 1 seed. It wouldn't shock me.
If they win this game, they go to Georgia Tech and then they're at South Carolina the last game of the year. And while South Carolina could end up being really good, they could also end up bebeing very mediocre and bad in SEC and might have just mailed it in by that game. It's hard to tell, but regardless, even at that point, if they are 11-0 heading into that game and they lose to South Carolina, who's a ranked team, it's not going to change their standing as the number 1 team in the country.
Fair enough.
Hey, I can actually hear. So let me just jump in real quick and shoot my little spiel. I agree with Big Al with Georgia, and I normally wouldn't, except that last year they're coming off a relatively disappointing season by their standards. Their championship or bust, and they didn't even they didn't get they didn't make it. So with that being said, I think that they're gonna want to get off on the right foot in this one. Put Gunner in the right situations. And with Marshall on the other side, they've lost everybody. Most of their team from last year is over in Southern Miss. So I think the stars align for this to be, I would say, a 48-51 point win for the Bulldogs. And I'm going to disagree, with Alabama. I understand Alabama, they're loaded for bear on defense, but they still have that question mark under center. I understand, that Ty Simpson, he's, supposed to be, that deal, but I have to wait and see. And I'm going to believe in FSU to do what they have to do on defense to cover this spread. Castellanos, he does do things with his feet that they might not have had recently, at least last season, with what they had for FSU. So I think with his dual threat capabilities, I think they can keep it within the number. At home at Doak Campbell, I'm rolling with FSU.
Fair enough.
You guys got a lot of guts trusting in Mike Bobo. I've covered this team for a decade. I don't think Mike Bobo is very good. He's a bad OC.
But
yes, I get it. It's Marshall. They should shut them out, and regardless, should be able to cover this number. But Mike Bobo is never getting my money. Period.
Fair enough. Everybody go here?
I think so.
Sorry, my order got kind of out of whack. This is flat. All right, fair enough. Then we head to the last one of the day in college football. That will be 7 to close. Got some good late night action tonight in college football. Some solid late night action, I'll say. I kind of forgot the order. I will just start fresh. Franchise, you'll start. How we feeling?
Be a little bit off guard. I'm going to go with Arizona here, laying the big number against Hawaii. I don't know if Micah Alejado is going to play. He's questionable. He suffered a bit of an ankle injury near the end of that game against Stanford. And realistically, Hawaii did not look good against Stanford in that game. A lot of mental mistakes. I get that Arizona is not the team that they were 2 seasons ago. They lost Teteroa McMillan to the NFL. They still have Noah Fafita, who's a solid quarterback. And I used to be of the belief that if you played in week 0, you have the advantage to shake off the rust. But I think I'm on the other side of that camp now, where I think that just means you have a week's worth of film on you, and you haven't had as much time to focus on a team like Arizona, whereas Arizona's had the entire offseason to prepare for week 1 against Hawaii. So I think Arizona just blitzes them here. Timmy Chang off of the island has not been a good bet. 2-15 straight up, 7-10 against the spread. I'm going to go with Arizona in that one. And
sorry,
I really wanted to lay the 50.5 against.
I'll say this shit every year. I'll say this shit every year. Sorry.
And you know what? I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at Arizona.
Fair. Al, how are we feeling?
Yeah, I'll follow up on what Chris just mentioned. The data do agree with Chris's revisionist thought to take the team that hasn't played yet. You take a look at the data when teams have played 1 or more games, and they're playing teams that have yet to play. The team that has yet to play, they do quite well, especially when they're playing at home. They've gone 137 and 106 ATS. So yeah, it's counterintuitive, but that's what the data say. So I like Arizona. I'll join Chris.
Brian, what you doing here? Close out the day, college football.
Yeah, I'll close it out here. Tough slot for me here, but I'll strong lean towards the Cal Bears on the money line here. I just think 2 big differences as far as talent on the roster goes, and really not much juice here taking the Bears on the road. Oregon State and isn't a revenge spot. They got crushed last year by Cal, but I just think Oregon State's in for a rough season. One of the lone members of the Pac-12 still left. I'll take the Cal Bears here.
Mark, close out the day, college football. How you feeling?
Let's run this down. I'm on the opposite side. I'll take Oregon State money line, Georgia Southern money line as well. Fresno State may be one of the worst teams in the country. UCLA, I'll take the 5.5. I'll also sprinkle some on the money line. Might be an outright win there with Nico. And the Washington State late, I'll lay the 21.5.
Go. Jovan, how we feeling to close out the day?
Yeah, I didn't know LIU played football up there in Long Island.
Hey.
But with that being said, I think they're going to get boat raced against
product here.
Against Florida. Yeah, but I don't think they knew either.
They just showed up. Wait a minute, it's not basketball season?
Hey, listen, they got me some money in basketball, but we're gonna fade them in this spot. Dealing with Florida, just a feel-good spot, for Lagway and the fellas over there. They need one of those big 50-point victories, 51, 57-point victories. They can name the score. The question is, are they going to let this let their foot off the gas pedal? I don't think so. I think they score throughout. Backups are going to score. It's going to be a hell of a time over there at Gainesville. So I will be backing the Gators in this one. I will also be on the over in the Texas Tech game. Just a situation where you're looking, or the odds makers at least, they're looking for the Red Raiders to put up a big number, given the point spread being 10 points less than the actual total. So and you see with the Red Raiders, they'll put up a big number every single year against these sister or the poor spots. They could get to 62.5 themselves, but if they don't, I expect for them to give it up on the back end to this Arkansas Pine Bluff team. So Arkansas Pine Bluff, as long as they score 10, whether they score 10 or not, for me, I think it's going to go over the total. So that's where I'm at with that one.
Fair enough. Jack, how you feeling to close out the day, college football?
Yeah, just the one from me. I'll keep it short. Over 49 for me in the New Mexico-Michigan game. I new quarterback for Michigan, but I fear for the secondary in New Mexico. That being said, New Mexico have brought in a few players in the offseason from the Big Sky. So, yeah, I think we can get double digits here with New Mexico, and well, obviously we're going to need Michigan to do all the heavy hitting, but I think we can get over 49 points if New Mexico can get into double digits.
There we go from Jack. Let's see. What do I want to talk about to close out the day? I'm fading Al and Chris. I'm taking no Bows. Get it done, Bows. Predicated on Alejado playing now. I need him to play. He was hopping around last week, still came out of there with a dub. Gotta give him credit. They beat a Power 4 team. They beat a Power Conference team last week. They did that.
Let's just pick out 4 random people across the street. We'll all play both ways, and the 11 of us can probably beat Stanford.
Stanford's going to be better than people think this year. And I also think Hawaii's going to be better than people think this year. I think Arizona's taking a step back. I think this game's going to be really competitive. I do. I don't know why. I like what I saw from Hawaii last week. Boys down 10-0, fought back. I really need Alejado to play. And I hate in college you don't get an injury report for real. Like, I hate that. That's so annoying. 17 points, though. Their defense made some plays last week. I thought they effectively stopped the run. We'll see how good they look against the pass this week. Arizona does have a solid quarterback, but again, losing McMillan, a weapon like that, I think, he won't be necessarily the same this year. I think there's too many points to lay on the Bows. I think the Bows are on an uptick this year. The Bows, a team I got an eye on. Let's get it done, Hawaii. I'm on UTSA. Fuck Texas A&M. Respectfully, disrespectfully, all of it. This team's always overrated, overhyped. This is the year. A&M's going to do something this year. No, they're not. No, the fuck they're not. They never do. They never do, and they never will. Unless Johnny Manziel walking back through the door. Johnny not walking back through the door, A&M not doing nothing. So just remember that. You remember that, you'll have you a good college football season. So
what did they say? Do it in that voice again.
I forgot what I said. We're going to have a good year this year. Oh, my God. Look at A&M.
Is Mickey Mouse been around or something, Jay? I didn't know Mickey Mouse even watched college football.
I thought he was going to tell us that we had to bake some biscuits or something like Pillsbury Boy.
And the last one I'll talk about is I like Oregon State here. They got their doors blown off by Cal last year. They got their bell run. Corvallis is a tough place
to win.
Yes, sir. Corvallis is a tough place to play. And I think they get back. Man. They got Malik Murphy. I know about Malik Murphy, former Hook'em quarterback. Where was he at last year? Duke? Was it Duke?
Yeah, Duke.
I think it was Duke. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right here in Corvallis, here in Oregon State. Oregon State's a good little second-tier program to take care of their folk. Man, they got a tough place to play. I think Cal kind of takes a slight step back, so we'll see what happens. Let's go, Beavers. And ladies and gentlemen,
we'll see tomorrow. I'll remind you about that one.
Yes, sir, we will. Yes, sir.
I got it circled.
Hey, man, we did it. We did it, y'all. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I almost forgot about the dub. I don't think I have any dub graphics. Let me see. I don't. All right, we'll cover the dub right quick, and we'll get you, ladies and gentlemen, in and out of here. How many games is it? 4? Let me pull them up.
I got them up if you want.
Go for
it. Lynx at the Sun. Lynx laying 13.5, total 163. Mystics at the Valkyries. Valkyries laying 5 at home, total 151.5. Sky at the Storm. Storm laying 11 at home, 163.5 the total. And Liberty at the Mercury. Mercury laying 1.5 at home, total 1.
I just heard somebody dog bark. Y'all know what that means? Al, how we feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I've got for sale 2 WNBA plays at PickDawgz, so I'll look at a game that I don't have for sale. Let's look at the Connecticut Sun, currently on a 6-game ATS win streak. I don't want to step in front of them. They're catching 13.5 at home. I'll take the Sun plus 13.5.
Brian B., any thoughts on the dub tonight?
Yeah, I kind of messed up. I should have put the Phoenix Mercury as a premium play. I just concentrated on college football today. I just think New York Liberty haven't been playing as well lately over their last 10 or so games. I just think this is a spot at home where the Mercury have to have. I'll take them on the money line.
You made the right decision. Good, smart man, because the Liberty finna beat their ass today. Liberty.
Oh, you're crazy.
Mark, you got any thoughts on the dub tonight?
Not a single one.
Javon, you got any thoughts on the dub tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna treat the dub like I do NHL. I should have blacked myself out.
Jack, any thoughts on the dub tonight?
Yeah, I like Chicago to cover, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but Seattle just do not cover at home for some reason at all. 5-13 at home against the spread this season, and the fact they're coming off beating the spread in their last one just tells to me, they're due for a non-cover very soon. So, yeah, not to mention Chicago are actually really good at covering on the road. So, yeah, give me that Chicago cover.
I'm with Jack. I like Chicago for the cover. Seattle has played better basketball recently, but they're coming off an extended road trip. They just played 5 straight games on the road, now coming back home. Yeah, I don't trust them laying this big of a number. Chicago finally healthy again. They've started to cover again. Angel Reese in the lineup, Ariel Atkins in the lineup. Chicago, let's get it done. And I'm fading Brian. He's foolish. He lacks vision.
You're killing me.
The Liberty, best team still in the dub. Let's get it done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all. We covered all the games. College football, WNBA, Major League Baseball. We did it somehow under an hour. Wow. Money making Saturday. Chris, what we got going on today over at PickDawgz Premium today, my man?
I guess I am chopped liver. For me today, I got my Major League Baseball pickoff play, 19-7 our last 26 with that one. Also got my college football play of the day. I got a bunch of 3-packs on the board, baseball, college football. For me right now, the 3-day and the 7-day are less than buying each of Saturday's daily packages individually. The 30-day is only a few bucks more. So great values to hop on something long-term. Pair me up with any of the guys you see on the show, any of the great handicappers you see here, and we'll make you some money. For me, I think I've got 16 plays on the board today in total. So definitely can get your money's worth if you jump on over at PickDawgz Premium and use that promo code PICK. Get 15% off.
16 plays loaded up for the franchise who dominated August. Up on my man. Continue to kick the crap out of the books. Al, you got going on today, my man?
16 plays, a man after my own heart. Jesus Christ. Well, I've got my college football game of the month today. Over the last year, 880 and 676 plus $121,480 if you're betting 1,000 a game. Over the last 5 years or so, 4231 and 3409 plus about 295,000. So if folks want to join for a year, that's the best way to go. We also have weekly and monthly and 3-day packages. In addition to my college football game of the month, I've already posted 2 Canadian football plays for Labor Day. I've posted 2 WNBA plays for tonight. I'll have more college football tomorrow and Sunday. So yeah, it'll be a good weekend.
Hop on with Al, man. Continue to kick the crap out of the books. He got his play of the month today. Scoop it up. Scoop it up. Scoop it up. Brian B., what we got going on?
Well, last year, Big Al, number 1 in college football. I finished number 2 at 81 and 59, 58% winners on the year. I got my best bet in college football. It goes off early. Normally, I'm superstitious. I don't like the 12 noon games, but that's where my titanium is. Get that best bet at PickDawgz.com or pick up my 5-pack for $75. That's all day college football action at PickDawgz.com.
Hop on with Brian B., ladies and gentlemen. He told y'all the damage he did last year. Brian's sharp, man. He's sharp. Hop on, my
Brian, it's only 12 noon in the Eastern time zone. I mean, like in Hawaii,
yeah, I know,
it's
but
7
for me,
a.m.
I don't like 12 noon games, and I got 2 of them today, so I'm a little bit worried.
I'm just saying, it's just,
I know.
You do just fine in 12 noon games.
It is storming here. Oh, Lord. I hope that's not a sign. Mark, what's going on today?
How are you? Just 3 college games for me today. 1 in the early slate that's individually packaged. All 3 games are packaged as one. We got a 3-day pass that'll get you all the college football games through Monday evening, and a month-long season pass for college football as well. But the other 2 plays will be packaged together for later in the afternoon or into the evening, so you can go grab them at PickDawgz.com.
Hop on with my man, Mark Zeno. Beat up the books. Javon, what you got going on?
Yeah, you know me, high volume on a Saturday. Got 16 on the board. Some sides, totals. So first half and first quarters in the play. Perennially I'm up on the leaderboard in college football. Last year was a top 5 finish. I got 5 packs for the noontime slot, 3:30 time slot, nighttime time slot. Got individual plays wrapped up if you want that action. Nothing else on the board. I might put together Major League Baseball play, but that's about it. It's football day action over on this side.
Hop on with Jovan. Continue to kick the crap out of the books. Jack, what you got going on?
Yeah, we had a dog bark during one play, and then not a minute after you said that you're fading the storm, you say it starts storming. There's someone watching this right now that's taking both the dog and the storm. With me today, I've got a 3-pack on for college football, 6-1 on the season so far. But it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. So we just keep doing what we're doing over there in college football. And I've got my play of the tournament from the US Open today. Crazy value. We're actually in like the perfect stage of the US Open, where you've got some guys out overperforming and overpriced, some not yet performing in their late bloomers in tournaments. So yeah, hop on that one. Just $19.99 for that solo play. So yeah, 1 tennis play. I've also got my play of the day that is included in the 3-pack if you're just looking for the 1 play in college football. Take your pick, folks. Let's make some money.
Hop on with Jack. And continue to keep the crap out of the books, ladies and gentlemen. For me today, I didn't go that heavy. I got 4 plays. Just 4. 3 college football, 1 WNBA. I got my WNBA play of the night. I dropped it last night, bro. What happened with the Sparks? That was nasty. That was so nasty. Oh, well. It happens. We'll get back on track today in the WNBA. Y'all know the units I've produced on that top play. Try to continue to do that. And then in college football today, I have 3 plays. I have a early kickoff play that starts at 12. I have a midday play, and I have a late afternoon or late night play. So all day action, one early, one midday, one late. My midday play is my play of the month. No, my play of the month is not my Texas Longhorns. It's not my Texas Longhorns. It could have been. It could have been because we're finna beat the shit out of Ohio State. I'm biased though, so I don't want to give y'all play of the month as Texas. But there's something else that I absolutely love today. I swear to God, I love it today. And if I lose, I lose. But I doubt I do that. So if you believe me, if you think that I'm right, scoop it up. PickDawgz Premium, play of the month. Let's do the damn thing, ladies and gentlemen, and make some money today. And that's it. That's all, man. Y'all know what part of the show it is now, man. It's parlay time. Parlay. Let's do it. Chris, what we doing?
Look at the state of me. I don't have a choice but to go heavy today. I'm going to two parlays. We're gonna go Purdue. This is the beat down parlay. Purdue, Arizona, in 3 words. Alabama. And the other one,
I can't believe they do that today. That's because they're probably gonna lose. That's why.
I know you didn't. The other one because Jay decided that it wasn't my time to do WNBA today.
Oh, my bad.
You're good. I'm just messing with you. The 2 that I would have given out. Keep in mind you can play these with the points, but I might take a shot. Sky money line, Sun money line, plus 4,200. I think the Lynx are a little bit complacent. They're getting close to locking up the number 1 seed. I think the Sun could shock them. The Sky have been more competitive. The Storm are ass.
Yeah.
Muted, huh?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll go Purdue Ball State under the 48.5. Toledo Kentucky under the 48.5. Tulane Northwest the 46.
Brian.
Yeah, easiest 3-game parlay on the planet. Florida State plus the points, Cal Bears plus the points, and the Mercury on the money line.
1 and 2.
3-0.
Mark, you got a parlay for the folks today?
No, I don't. I'm not dabbling into that market yet.
Fair enough. Javon, what we doing?
Yeah, we're gonna do Arkansas Pine Bluff and Texas Tech over. We're gonna match it up with Texas Longhorns, OSU Buckeyes under first half.
Fair enough. Jack, what you got going?
You know what? I'll just go against the grain here. I didn't have any parlays ready for college football and baseball, to be honest. So I'll just do a 2-game parlay in the US Open for you tennis guys out there. Bad day for US tennis yesterday. Horrible. Shelton injured, has to pull out. Tiafoe injured. It looked like he was injured, lost 3-0. You've only got 2 Americans left in your home tournament, so give me Tommy Paul. Give me Tommy Paul to pull through with the home crowd against Bublik tonight. Plus 110 for him. And then give me the over in the Rublev 1 game. Over 33.5 games. That's going to pay you plus 300.
There you go from Jack. For me, this is what I'll do for y'all. We'll go 1 from college football. We'll go Florida State plus the points. Rainbows plus the points. If you want to get freaky, take them both outright money line and see what happens. And then we'll go WNBA and baseball. I'll go Texas Rangers, Chicago Sky, and Toronto Blue Jays. 3-teamer. So 2-teamer from college football and a 3-teamer from WNBA and college football. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all. We did it. We made it to the end. We finished it. Any final words from you, Chris, before we get out of here for the day?
Make it a winning day.
Big Al, any final words before we get out of here for the day?
Is on mute again.
No. Jack, anything else?
Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, so,
that's all I have to say. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I was on mute Anyway, Bryce Underwood, go blue.
Brian, any final words before we get out of here?
Go Buckeyes.
Fuck no. Mark, any final words before we get out of here?
Roll Tide at this point.
Roll Tide, baby.
And on the island.
Now, see if they can do it. Javon, any final words before we get out of here?
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same dog channel.
Fair enough. Hey, y'all done got the last laugh over the last couple months, man. Luka got traded. My Longhorns got their ass beat in the college football playoff. Michael Parsons got traded. Today's the day I get a laugh when we walk in the fucking horseshoe and beat them. We'll see. We'll see. See y'all tomorrow. Hook 'em horns. 45 minutes from now. Get this day started. We're out of here.